What's up, guys? Today I want to share with you guys a tier list I made on stream. It was a last minute thing I thought it'd be fun to make. I am going to be ranking the armor strips in Warframe, but mostly is the ones from frames. The ones from mods or companions or focus schools, I'm not going to be counting those or auras, but just the Warframe abilities that armor strip, okay? So before I share you guys the bit from the stream, I just want to let you know that I'm ranking them based on how I personally feel. So if you guys think something is better than what I thought was good or whatever, thought it deserves a higher ranking on the tier list, leave it in the comments. Everyone's opinion is different. I was trying to rank them based on how widely usable they are. So for example, a single target one might be worth less in my opinion than something that's more AoE armor strip. Yeah, so I'll show you guys the bit from the stream. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it or have any different opinions. Share them in the comments. I'm always reading them. I'm excited to see what you guys put down in the comments, and then maybe we'll do an updated version later on. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Take care, and hopefully you enjoy the tier list. Give me bored. Give you guys my useless information. Well, my useless info or opinion. There you go. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Do I not know? I don't have him, so like, it makes sense if I don't know, but okay, he does. Gyre, I also don't know about her. I don't. Okay, Gyre, I'm pretty sure she doesn't, right? I think she just does insane damage. This one. I want to get this ability in Helminth. No. 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 No? Maybe? No. No. Maybe on this one, actually? No. Neza? Did I subsume my Neza? I did subsume my Neza. Don't think Neza has one. I don't think so. No. Does he have one? I keep him here. Does he have one? Doesn't Stomp augment any armor? I could be wrong. And okay, yeah. No. No. No, he does. Does. Yes. Sort of. No. Does she have one? No. She does not. No. 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 Fuck, man. I be forgetting, man. Okay, so sure can augment first ability. I think his 2 or 3. Or 2 is 4. Thermal Sunder, his 4. Her 2, his 1. Corrosive and Archon shards. Her 3 and her 4 with augment. Some shenanigans with her 4 and Archon shards and the corrosive damage. I don't know if that, like, I don't know. Terrify, Psychic Bolts, hers 2 and 4. I think her 4 with augment. Yeah, her 4's augment makes so when her 4 is active, I think your 1 strips armor. So maybe. Apparently his 4 does corrosive damage, I think. So that could strip with Archon shards. Her 1 Archon shards. His, I think he's 2. Thanatos strike, or what it was called, I forgot. Link, I think the augment for this. His 4, Zaku has one. Citrine, I don't know about this. She has one, I don't know about him, so I gotta check those right now. So let me go with the easy ones. So so basically I'm just gonna try to rank armor strips in Warframe. I might like miss some or rank some badly. Alright, so let's see. Who's gonna be the first? So I'm gonna put Hilden because I think that's the one I'm most like confident in. I'm putting Hilden at A because I feel like Hilden's nice because it gives you overshields and it strips armor, but it's hard to get a full strip in one cast. So you gotta like double cast it. But because it gives you like overshields, it's just a nice quality of life. And it's easily spammable too, so I think I'll put that A as like the starting basis. Who next? I don't know how to rank the ones that are like single target, like Ashe. I feel like Ashe is like really good, but for like one target, you know? But like overall, like say like general gameplay, I feel like he's like here, BC. Because like, yeah, he can full strip with like one quick cast, but let's say you want to strip a whole group. he can't really do that. So like since Hilden can do it, I feel like he has to be a little lower, you know? And plus he needs an augment to do it, not like Hilden's like straight up only on her own. Anyway, yeah. So Hilden I think is a nice one. Ashe is a nice, like I feel like A single target, but or like probably S single target, but like B overall like in a normal mission. Banshee I feel like is also A because one you need augment to strip with her one, but her one I feel like is better than Ashe's because it strips like in a cone in front of you. Ember at 0 it's not called immolation, what's it called again? Well, her at 0 stacks for 2, her 3 is a 50% strip, but max stacks a full 100, and you sort of spam your 3 anyway to keep your 2 in order, like from being maxed. So like I feel like this is like the same as Hilden, but like worse. But with her augment, you heal when you hit people with your armor strip, and it's an AoE. I don't know. I like it. I think it's like better than these two, just because it's like a ring around you that goes out, but it goes from like to be a one cast, you have to like build up your stacks. But if your energy economy is like good and you don't mind the constant like if you keep it, like if you don't mind the constant energy burn from being at max, and then you're able to keep it at max and get the constant full strip, it's not that bad. So I feel like it's a nice A. Her overall, like Ember overall is like a B frame I think, or a C frame, but actually do I put this, I'm put her at A for now just because we have no one on the list now, but like later on I might bring her down to like a B. Frost is like a good A, because one, you CC him, and then with the augment you get tankier and you do increased damage. I think is a really good armor strip. So it's 4 basically freezes everybody around you and gives them 9 stacks of cold, and the cold status effect makes you take more critical damage. So critical damage multiplier is like increased by a bit. I forgot how much exactly, but they take more damage from crits if they're applied with cold stacks. And then the augment makes you do 200% more critical damage and critical chance to enemies, so that's also pretty cool. So I feel like he's a good armor stripper, but you can't helmet this off. Ember, Ashe, and Hilden you could helmet off to other frames that don't have it. So for example, all these frames in the no tier, they don't have one, except so Excalibur and Baruch I have in here, but they sort of can. Same thing with Garuda and some other, like Valkyrie, which is somewhere here I think. Like they can sort of armor strip. Same thing with I have did I have her here? Or did I bring her up? Yeah, Valkyrie. Mesa sort of can't, but because of like, so these, let me see if I can bring them up here. So like these 4, I think she has exalted weapons, but because they have exalted weapons, you could put corrosive on it, corrosive heat or whatever is corrosive I guess, and then have 2 green archon shards and hit 14 corrosive stacks and fully strip with those. You could do that. That is an option if you want to strip with these and don't want to put a armor stripping, but again it's like it's not like instant, but it's okay. You know, especially if you do like condition overload or whatever. Anyway, it's an okay option. Hydroid, I feel like I don't remember you here, man. I'm sorry. I'll bring you up there. Actually, I'll keep. No, I'm gonna put anyone S yet. So Hydroid passive makes corrosive, the initial corrosive, strip more. So at 10 stacks, you fully strip. And his 1 just rains down. I guess I explained more. So enemies in a Warframe have like armor, right? And the armor makes them take less damage. And the way the armor increases every time they level up, they get like their armor value increases exponentially. So if they have 1,000 armor like at this level, the next level they get, instead of having 1,100, they'll have like 2,000 from like a 1 level increase. And the longer a mission goes on, the more armor they get, for example, right? But with 1,000 armor, 100,000 armor, 1,000,000 armor, they get that high, it's almost impossible to do damage even with like the best weapons, right? That's not true, but for example, so you have to remove it. And I'm just like, I want to like look at the frames that do have an option to get rid of it and then rate them, you know, just for a personal thing, not a YouTube video, or maybe, you know, you never know, I might just snatch it and throw it in there, you know, but you know, it's fine. I might throw in a little extra vid, make this an extra vid sometime. You never know. This will get hella hate though, because like this guy's know what he's talking about. Okay, so Hydroid, yeah. So any corrosive thing, so even your corrosive on weapons could fully strip, but your 1 rains down corrosive like rain, and they proc corrosive, and you can spam it, have like 3 of them active right now, and it strips pretty fast. And I think he's a really good one, especially if you like subsume his rain ability, his 1 off to any other frame like on the no tier, then and give them 2 green archon shards. You can fully strip with that. It works the same way, so that's an option as well. But I do like how it works. Next is Mag. So Mag has 2 forms of armor stripping, right? So she has her 3, which removes a flat amount. So a butcher has, I think, 5 armor on base, right? So 1 cast of her 3 would remove all 5, right? But for example, a heavy gunner, I think, has 500. I think so. And you need like 30 casts of your 3 to fully strip it. So it does remove armor, but super slow. But the reason it's not for removing armor is more for like making shards. So when you cast your 2, it does extra damage. Regardless, that her 3 I feel like is like F tier. I don't have an F tier, but lowest tier possible. But on the other hand, her 4 with augment, is really good. It's like AoE, it CCs them, it does damage, and it fully strips them. So I feel like it's a B ability. I feel like that ability is B tier. I'm gonna bring them down. I'm bringing them down because I feel like these 3 are better than these 2, and this one's just better than that one. And it's like single target. That's like AOE in front of you, and this is full on AOE. So I feel like Ash is the worst one. He does have a good armor stripping ability, especially for like Demolist or whatever. I'm pretty sure it works on Acolytes too. But again, it's like a single target, and I'm just like thinking of like overall like gameplay, like survival, defense mission, Acolyte attacks you, whatever, you're doing a boss fight, whatever. I feel like usefulness, it's like the least, unless you have like weapons that doesn't care about like armor stripping. But like, anyway, it works. It's a really good option. Any armor strip is like good. Necros. So Necros is an interesting one. So basically it terrifies his armor strip. You fear enemies around you, so they all start running away from you. You strip them, but the issue is now enemies are running away from you. But with his augments, it slows them. So for general gameplay, I feel like it's like a high B, but I'm pretty sure it can't strip acolytes because I think they have to be feared to be stripped. I'm pretty sure. I haven't used it in a while, so I'm not quite sure. I don't remember if it strips through Overguard or not, because this is status effects. This strips through Overguard. This strips. I'm pretty sure this strips. I know this does. Mag with augment, I forgot. But augment slows them, but I don't know if it strips acolytes and Overguard enemies. So I'm not sure about this, but it's still a really nice one. It's his subsume, so you can put Terrify in any Warframe you want. And it has a high base strip. So to get a full 100% strip, all you need is like 1 intensify, and you're at 100, I think 100% straight up. Yeah, I think 100% armor strip. So it's really nice, really easy to use. You just put them on, cast, and everything gets like CC'd and armor stripped. I like it. It's decent. Nyx. Oh man, Nyx. So Nyx's armor strip is like Ash's, where it's like not one target, but it's a certain amount of targets. Ash throws 2 shurikens, each can strip. But Nyx, I think, shoots 5 to 8 psychic bolts, and each one can strip, and I think each attack different enemies. I'm gonna put this one over Ash just because hers can attack more than like 1 enemy. Even though Ash can do 2, but like 2 and 8 enemies or 7 enemies, whatever she does, is a big difference. Damn, this one I don't wanna rate. Oberon. So Oberon's armor strip, you have to cast your 2, and then only enemies on top of your 2. If you cast your 4, it would then strip it. So the thing with Oberon, so Oberon's 4 basically picks them up and slams them, but it does damage. So even you can't CC them, if you can't pick them up, like for example acolytes or Overguard enemies, if they're still on your 2, they get stripped no matter who it is. So that alone I feel like is like a B, but because it's like a 2 ability cast, I feel like it's a C ability. It's still good because your 2 procs radiation and you don't take status effects on top of it, so you sort of want to be on your 2 as much as possible. But then your 4, it's like, I don't know, it's a weird thing going on. His kit's a little like weird, but like, I don't know, his armor strip requiring 2 beliefs to work while every other Warframe only needs 1 is a little you know, weird. But you know, it still does the job. Revenant, I think I put it on here because I was messing with his 4, and apparently it does like corrosive procs. So with green Archon shards, I think you could trip with this, but like I'm gonna put this in this tier too. Saren. So Saren is an interesting one. Saren doesn't have an armor strip, but her 1 procs corrosive, and then every time you kill an enemy or attack an enemy that has her 1 on them, they spread. And the longer they're on somebody, the more damage they do. So basically you give her 2 green Archon shards, you cast your 1, and they automatically spread to enemies, and they stack up, full strip, and they start doing more and more damage. So I feel like this is the only Warframe I feel like green Archon shards are like not mandatory, but like really like part of like, you know, help her identity. Because like Excalibur Archon shards with like corrosive exalted blade is like whatever. It's like for funsies I think you can do, but you can always like subsume like another armor stripping ability. Styanax I feel like falls in the same category as like Nyx and Banshee, where like it's really good because it's like in front of you, but it's like not as good as like AoE. Like Hydroid could like put his things down and forget about it. Frost just cast it, everything like in a big ass room around him as a CC'd and stripped. Hilden, same thing, you just cast it, you get tankier and you strip. Necro CC's strip, CC's and strips. This one sort of CC's and strips, and this one is like you just cast, forget about it, and it strips. See, because this has to be like, oh, only people in front of me get stripped, brings it down a tier, even though it's like a cheaper ability to cast, and like I don't know. I feel like it falls in the same thing as like Banshee and Nyx. Not as like Ashe, because I think Ashe can only do still less than Styanax. Like if you put 40 enemies in front of Styanax, I think you can full strip them, regardless of how many. But yeah, Trinity is I'm gonna put this below Ashe, or like yeah, I'll put this below Ashe. So the thing with Trinity is you strip, which your third ability augment, and her third ability links to enemies, and the damage you take gets sent back to enemies, right? Or a portion of the damage gets sent back. But I gotta double check. With the augments, the linked enemies get 6% reduction. I'm pretty sure it stays at a 60% and doesn't go higher. I haven't used it in a while. I got rid of it because it was so bad, but they might have fixed it and made it like a 100%. But the thing is, she only links up to 3 enemies, and it doesn't change until you kill them. So you're sort of forced to kill the linked enemies, but the linked enemies are also the things keeping you alive, because the damage goes from you to the linked enemies. Obviously, when you kill one, it goes to like another one, but if the enemy is too far to get linked, you're not linked to anybody, so you don't reduce any damage. So I feel like this one's a little worse than Ashe's, because Ashe, you can still spam his one, because it's his one ability. Make it like 10 energy and spam it, and then strip 10 people, so it's not that big a deal. But yeah, I feel like Trinity is like the worst out of these so far. Voban. Fuck, how do I put Voban? So Voban, you have to cast your 4, and then your 4 will suspend enemies, like it'll float them up, and then it'll slowly strip them based on how much strength you have on it. I think with like a decent strength build, it's like 20% a second, so 5 seconds it'll fully strip them, but it could only strip enemies that it can hold. For example, like his 4 has like a max capacity, so let's say it's 20 enemies. If 20 enemies are floating and they're getting stripped per second, if a new enemy enters, it won't get stripped. But you don't have to be suspended to get stripped. So if an acolyte walks in and there's still space to strip that enemy, the acolyte will get stripped without having to be CC'd, which is still decent. And you also get tankier in his 4, getting 1,000 armor, and you can cast up to 4 of them. So I want to put him at C just because his kit is like like too much work to work with, but I do think it's a decent strip. I'll put him on high C, because it's not like these are like cast, forget about it, and fully strip. This one is you put it down and anybody that walks in just gets strips. Like, I don't know, I say C. Banshees might be better and Nyx's might be better, but it's a C. It's better than Trinity's 100%. The Goth, or the Goth, however you want to say it. So this one, Caliban's, I feel like I want to put him in C, just because I feel like he's not as good as this, because it's a slow cast and it's only in front of you. So I feel like a low C. At least Styanax is like faster cast. This is like really slow. You can see like how slow it is right here in this little video. So I don't know. I feel like Caliban's a little bad. Saku, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna put him here just for fucks. Because I don't have Zaku, but the Lost Gaze apparently strips. But this one is, I don't know. This was the only one I have no fucking clue about. Lavos is the same thing like Saren. He can do corrosive with all his abilities, and you could strip with Archon shards. I'm gonna put him in D just because it's like art. It's not like part of his kit. I don't think, at least. I'm pretty sure you can't strip this kit. Yeah. Yeah, you can't strip with this kit. Protea can strip with her grenade fans, but with the augments. I want to put it here because her grenades sort of like work like now I'll put her here. Put her above put her there. Grendel, I feel like decent. And Gauss, I feel like decent. These I barely use, so I don't know how to properly rank them. But this you just like throw any when you vomit enemies, it strips. Which I can show right here. Okay, you just throw them out and it'll just strip their armor. But I've seen like nuke builds with this ability, so I don't know. It's pretty good. Fun little meatball man. And Gauss, which is with this one. Never missed those passive. But I'm pretty sure Thermal Sunder strips. If you like cast both heat and cold. Doesn't say, but I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. So I'm gonna put them just here just because I'm not sure with these two how good they are. But yeah. And just put S. I want to put Saren higher, but Saren, because it's just like with Archon shards, I feel like I can't put it higher. And Necros, because I don't think it can strip acolytes. I don't want to put them higher either. But I think this is like probably the best one. Probably the best one, and it helps with like shield gaining for some people. People do like Ash's shurikens a lot, so like it's just, you know, whatever. Same thing with Synax's armor strip and Terrify. Popular armor strips, but my opinion, Hydroid's new one though. Hydroid just got like his change and people like him. Again, I feel like it's not like an instant one, but the same thing is she can't instant strip, but she gets like shields back for stripping. Right? He can't instant either, but it stacks up really fast. And whenever a new enemy comes in the ability, they get stripped without even like thinking about it. And then Frost strips, even if he can't freeze you. But his augments just make him like a better Warframe when he like casts 4. So you're constantly spamming your 4 anyway. So I could like do like this. I feel like this is like a good one. Like this, maybe. A and S I feel like are the same, like level. Hilden is because like you just cast two strips really fast, and it like does the job, you know.